Hi, I'm Jordan, and we're here at CRSSD Fall 2024. I'm sitting here with Narciss just after they got off stage. How was that?
It was super, super fun, actually. So, like, first US tour and stuff is, of course, like, wait, not even first US tour, but actually, like, my first time in the US in general, being here. Like, I've never come here, never traveled here either. And then, like, playing for the first time, it's very much a thing of, like, not knowing what to expect. Because, like, even when you travel inside of Europe, crowds are different, like, everywhere that you go. And, like, in every single country that you go to, it's a very different experience. But then, like, when you go halfway across the globe, it's completely like a fish out of water situation, you know what I mean? So then, like, coming here, and it's this huge festival, and it's like, ooh, okay, is it gonna be cool? Like, are people gonna be down for it? Like,
Were they down for it?
They were super down for it. It was fun because I had this terrible gig earlier this year, like half a year ago, and I have a good friend from Denver who's a DJ as well, Justin J.
I love Justin J. He's the best.
He's the sweetest.
One,
and
two,
like,
back to the groove.
Yeah, and he's also, I've been following him for so long, actually, like since he was still like a teen. Actually, I was listening to his music already, and basically, like, I was talking to him because he was also there at that terrible gig, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like a lot of the time, like, kind of this newer style of music that I'm playing is just getting rejected by a lot of people. And he was like, come to the US. This is like exactly what people go for here. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And he was right. I was able to play like tracks here today that I never like, or at least very rarely like unpack. And that was so fun. Like, I love playing here. People were so up for a style of music that I feel like has gotten lost to time a little bit. And here, like, people are just like, we're very, very open to it. And that made it very fun.
Wow. So as a DJ, I can't imagine, trying to read a crowd and they're not responding to the style, but you come here and it's like, they want it. I mean, what do you think it is about? I don't know if it's San Diego or the U.S. in general. What do you think it is about?
I think it's a U.S. thing, to be honest. As much as I would love to, like, give it to San Diego straight up. But, like, I think it's a U.S. thing. I think, so I'm not sure yet. But from what I feel I've seen so far and what I know culturally a little bit, I feel like here music is being listened to and like enjoyed a little bit of a different way. Like, there's less extreme musical trends, less extreme dichotomies between the different like camps of music and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that leads to people being a little bit more open to stuff that was maybe like a trend of music 10 years ago. And like, also everything moves a little slower here. So like, while in Europe, especially with electronic music, it's like a little bit more ahead. I think here it's still a little bit like what was in Europe popular like 4 years ago is still big here, or 3 years ago in the electronic music scene. So I feel like those two mixtures make for, me just being able to like play slower and play tracks that like usually wouldn't work in front of most European crowds. And I feel like, that's so sick. Like, I love that. I love the open-mindedness here of the crowd. Like,
we love to have you here. So it's great to have you here.
It's so cool to be here and then get like, because it's always scary, you know what I mean? You come so far across the world and it's like, do people even have any fucking clue who I am? Like, if so, that's also wild. Like,
and we do.
Yeah, and apparently you do. Like,
we love you.
Yeah.
And so honestly, when I saw your name on the lineup, I got so excited. I'm going to see you at the after party later.
Thank you. Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What kind of a set are you going to play at the after party compared to what you played earlier?
It's super good question. Actually, I'm not quite sure. I'm definitely going to play something that's a little bit more intimate. And I'm definitely going to play, because I'm playing for 1.5 hours, which is at least a little bit longer. So I can afford time-wise to not just play like bangers only, but build a little bit more, like build to different tracks and moods a little bit more. I feel like that will be fun.
We'll go on a journey together.
Yeah, it will be a little bit more of a journey. It still won't be like 4 hours extended set, but like it'll be a nice little, it'll be a little bit more. Yeah, I guess if you want to say to phrase it in a very boring but accurate way, it'll be a little less festival, huge festival stage vibes and a little bit more intimate club set. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest. I'm very, very curious what that's going to be like.
And I have to ask, you are one of the coolest people I know. I just have to say, I love everything about your look. I love everything about your sound. What excites you right now?
In general, or like musically?
Music, culture, what's inspiring you? Is there anything that's kind of driving you to create more right now?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say the biggest influence that has like driven me over the past year and has like driven me to change up my sound and like go into a new direction has been like my partner Morfena, who's also like a producer, and we made a record together that just came out and stuff. But like basically they brought Italo House into my life as like a really like driving creative force. And that inspires me so much. And like through that love for like old Italo House and old Italo disco records, I feel like I've gotten a legitimate joy for music that I haven't had in a while. And it made me rediscover my roots and like Balearic House and all of that, which is like, rediscovering all of that and newly discovering all of that has led me to like a really, really, really beautiful and inspiring place. And I feel like in general, the 80s have like, they've always inspired me, but like recently, ever since kind of like embracing it musically as well, they very, very, very much inspired me wholesale, aesthetically, and musically, and just, I guess lifestyle-wise as well. I'm deeply, deeply fascinated with the 80s.
Oh, I mean, we love your vibe. We love your sound. It's amazing to have you in San Diego. And I'm excited to dance to your set at the after party.
Thank you.
Narciss, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.